Hello everyone, welcome back. Yep. So let's talk some shiny hunting again. So we're starting off first with a Strudel shiny hunt, because I can more easily shiny hunt Scyther, like in other games, which is my plan to hunt him if we don't end up getting it tonight. I only need 2 Strudel. I still need 2 Scyther, but that's future Max's problems. Scyther will be easier to hunt than Strudel. Rosie, do not lie. Do not lie, Rosie. But we have Poison Encounter Power, Poison Sparkle Power, and I know that the eyes are purple for Strudel. So it's time to get hunting for the stupid thing. But yeah, so goals for this hunt is just get the shinies. Just get 2 shiny Strudel, then move on to shiny hunting Scyther. Because we've had trash luck lately. Like, the Sandile shiny hunts have been not treating us well, which is why I decided, you know what, we're just not even going to bother preserving those. We're going to move on, and we're going to go do a different hunt. Because that hunt is cursed. For now, at least. Yes, you are lying. You are lying, Rosie. Wild and shiny Lexi. Hello there, Beacon of Lexi. How are you doing? Befriended is the answer, Lexi. Befriended is the answer. What is bro? Hold on, a second. Because that is exactly who I am, basically. Squidward. I actually did used to play the clarinet in elementary school. So apt, I would say. I would say it was very apt. But yeah, we're just looking for Strudel today. Just want to get the shiny of the stupid thing. Because like this I wanted to get the shiny today. After today's fracas, the absolute fracas that was today. For those who don't know, Metroid Dread, there were issues. The recording did not take well. There were some pretty significant audio issues that happened in the recording of Metroid Dread, and the long and short of it is I am going to be re-recording the vast majority of the footage I have already done, meaning I need to go replay the game, and I will be in post sort of stitching together the new footage that I record with the old, already recorded footage because of the audio issues that happened. So it was not a good day. Because for those who don't know, I tend to record in bulk. And I recorded about 10 hours of Metroid Dread footage that I now need to comb through and assess. And then re-record all of it. Yeah. It's not fun. Not fun. Not fun. Not a fun day. Yeah. The good thing is, I can mostly preserve the commentary. Because of the way that I record, I have 2 separate audio tracks. One is, of course, for the gameplay audio, and then the other track is for my commentary. And I can reuse most of my commentary. I can reuse a lot of my old footage. It's that there's a few specific points, generally like boss fights, where, like, a boss fight is like very, very high intensity things happening in the game. So again, like, you know, boss fights, mini boss fights, firing the charge beam for melee counterattacks. That's where the problems happened, where the audio just kind of had an aneurysm there. So I don't need to, like, replay all 10 hours with the same level of commentary intensity that I did before, because I can basically just, okay, here's the, like, 20 seconds the audio was being problematic for. Go and get footage of, like, the same thing happening, and then just splice that in with just a fade transition, and then just overlay my normal commentary over that. It's gonna be a bit of a Frankenstein series for the first probably 20 episodes, but it's honestly fitting considering Metroid continuity. But it's going to hopefully not be bad. Hopefully it's going to work. Predicted 5 times. Let's go up and land a quadruple protect. That is insane. I know the odds of landing a triple protect are like 1%. I think it's less than 1%. It's freaking insane how rare that is. But yeah, the goal is the real time-consuming part, honestly, of the whole Metroid Dread situation to sort out, it actually isn't even the re-recording things. It's having to sit down and re-watch what I did before, and basically inspect, write down timestamps, and figure out what needs to be re-recorded. The actual recording proper isn't really that bad. I could knock that out in probably an afternoon, most of it, because now that I know how to beat a lot of the bosses, now that I know where to go for progressing through certain areas, I don't need to spend as much time kind of dilly-dallying, because that's one of the main things that consumes a lot of time in Metroid games and like the Zelda games, is figuring out where you have to go. So, you know, okay, I have to get through this area, explore everything. I now know exactly where to go. For, you know, I know more or less the layout of a number of the areas. I know what pathing I have to go through and how, you know, certain things are going to be. So I don't need to figure that all out, which is going to make speeding up everything much, 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 much quicker. So it's like, there's good and there's bad. So like, it's net positives I'm trying to err on the side of, because like, I enjoy Metroid Dread. I love the game, and another thing that I actually is kind of cool about the Metroid games is that there are hints to what happens in the future. Like, they're basically hints to something is going to happen scattered throughout earlier parts of the game. Like, you know, one boss, there's a part of them that is visible at a number of earlier parts of the game, just in the background. Like, it's there in the background, and like it's moving around in the background. And, you know, now, like, well, I now know that thing is there. So now I can look in the background to see where it was being foreshadowed. There's another point where, like, a mini-boss literally jumps out from the foreground. So, like, it's, like, closer to the screen. Like, it's, like, you know, this close to the screen. And then it comes towards you. And now I'm thinking, when I get back there, I need to look at that same room and see if you can see, like, the outline of that thing, because it comes out to get you. It's like, that's cool. And I love that. So it's like, there's some positives. I'm trying to err on the positive side. Hello there, Ember. How are you doing tonight? How are you doing? And again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. What are we calling Metroid now? Don't ask. Don't ask. It's sometimes better to just not ask. Apparently, I sounded like Squidward earlier, which makes sense. Right now, we're just looking for Shroodle. We're just looking for the doodly shroodly. Yeah, today's gonna be a bit of a big day. Well, tonight is gonna be a big night. We've got another Splatfest starting. Probably gonna be playing that with Mudkip later tonight. And sort of between Splatfest games, probably gonna be like inspecting my audio footage. You know, on it, just quickly watching it, just to try to find out what it is. I'm gonna probably fill up a notebook of, okay, these are timestamps I need to like fix. Like, okay, this is where I am. in-game, this is what I was doing. These, like, the range of times that I can, like, fix. No. Like, you're calling me Squidward. Midnight says I look like Tom Cruise. Now I'm being called Clark Kent. Like, I'm everything. I'm everything to everyone. I'm just a mush. I have no identity of my own. I am defined by my identity of other things. But yes, it's going to be a long process of going in and, well, fixing Dread. So, for those of you who have missed the Let's Go Pikachu series, that is going to be reinstated. I am a spicy Italian. I am a deep Italian. But yeah, so for those who missed the Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go series, we're going to be resuming that. We're going to finish the Master Trainers. And that's going to sort of buffer us until Dread is fully sorted. So I've got plans. And not certain how long tonight's stream is going to be, because again, today has been a hell of a ride. It has been complete ups and downs. Later tonight, going to be hammering out the details of going to the regional with my friend, because all three of us are finally going to be able to get together and do a voice call and figure out, okay, what are we actually going to do? What are our plans? So today has been just kind of bouncing off the walls and roller coaster mode. Roller coaster mode. Listen to the 12-year-old song. There's a number of songs that go that way. You're gonna need to elaborate further. Hello there, Mudkip. Yes, I know, Mudkip. I know. Sploon. Splatfest. I know. Don't worry. We will be playing Splatfest later. There will be Splatfesting. But uniform not. One Piece. Like, so so why did you start watching One Piece? Why did you why was the One Piece bored and had nothing to watch? Then watch my old videos, Mudkip. There is literally an entire page of all of my playlists to watch. Do that. You get to see more of my suffering if you watch my other recorded series, Mudkip. Why would you willingly not go and see some of the suffering? I have never seen One Piece. I don't know what it entails. I know there's something about fruit. Those videos don't have my face cam in. So, Ember. Okay, no Transformers spoilers, Reggie. You say one more thing, you are getting blocked. I have said before, I am not seeing the movie for a few days, and I'm specifically wanting to go in blind. Alright? This is your only warning on that. We have been over this before. Ember, can you delete the messages? And now, because of that, I am not going to be looking at chat for pretty much the rest of stream. Because I didn't shiny hunt for it, and there's too much spawn interference. Roost, that's why I didn't get it earlier. Also, I never had an outbreak of Strudel. Until now. Yeah, I know, James. I knew completely Mudkip wasn't going to watch, but it was worth the ask anyway. You miss 100% of the shots you never take. So I had to ask, even if he doesn't. Who knows? But yeah, I am very proud of the recorded series. But the funniest thing is, with the recording issues that happen with Metroid Dread, this actually continues a long-running trend of every single one of the Metroid Let's Plays, where something to do with the recording went wrong. So, for those who don't know, for our first time when we recorded the Metroid Zero mission, I had to play keyboard, which I don't play keyboard. And there's a lot of bosses I struggled with, so I literally walked 2.5 miles in the 95 to 100 degree heat. 2.5 miles up a hill to get a controller on loan from one of my friends. Then, 2.5 miles back. Same day, by the way. Like, I went to the thing, got the controller from him, and then basically immediately went back. The only thing I said was, have a glass of water. And that was entirely just to beat Kraid in Metroid Zero Mission. The only Metroid game that we didn't have an issue with in terms of anything to do with recording was Metroid Return to Samus Returns. Then Super Metroid, there was an entire portion of the game that the recording didn't take, and I had to basically replay an entire huge portion of the game. And then, Metroid Fusion, there were recording issues of the emulator literally could not handle the game. So like, there was slowed down during the bosses fight. And then, hey, thank you very much for the subscribe there, KB49. Thank you very much for that. Oh, we got raided. Welcome in, Sanji. Welcome in, everyone from the Epic Luigi raid. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, but after there's a Shaffy is gone. Correct one, Kip. Welcome in. Thank you very much for that. Hello, my superstar for the today's Luigi's birthday? Really? I did not know that. I'm not the biggest Mario guy. I don't really know much about Mario. But, welcome in. Thank you very much. Elijah Rivas, thank you very much. How often do you rewatch a vid after the first time around? Depends on what you mean by that, because, like, I've watched Chugga Conroy's, like, Xenoblade Chronicles series, like, 6 times. I've watched the Runaway Guys 4 Sword Adventures series, like, 8 times. There are certain ones that I have rewatched frequently. You need to narrow it down. But yeah, Metroid, the entire Metroid series has been kind of, like, plagued with recording issues. So it's kind of fitting that Dread had its own new issue when the series is being recorded. Like, it's a tradition. Which, if that's a tradition at this point, I'm scared. Because if the audio not recording for Dread happened, when I get to recording Other M, when I get to recording Metroid Prime 2, Metroid Prime 3, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, at this rate, I am half expecting, when I go to the store, grab, like, the download code thing for Metroid Prime Remastered, my Switch is gonna spontaneously explode, given just, like, the escalation of problems that have been happening technical difficulty-wise. And I'm scared. But welcome in, Raiders. Thank you very much for that. For the raid. Sorry, I had to kind of get that whole Metroid thing out of my system. But how are you guys doing? Hope everything went well. Just wanted to have the chat. Easy, exactly. Daisy Hard camera. Should we do Daisy Hard? Is that one of the Fortune Street games or Mario Party? Because I don't really watch the Mario Party stuff that they do. The stuff that I watch from the Runaway Guys is basically everything other than Mario. Because I know nothing about Mario games. I have never played a Mario game. The closest thing is I've played Mario Kart. I know next to nothing about the Mario series. Chugga. Chugga's well. I mean, Chugga's great. We love Chugga. Chugga's videos are just beyond entertaining. I love those. It's like, Chugga is a legitimate personal hero. And there's a very good reason why, if you watch some of my earlier videos, you know, namely the Heart Gold and Soul, well, mostly it's the Heart Gold and Soul Silver series, and to a degree into Black and White, you can tell that I did pattern some things on Chugga, but it's good to know that, like, I outgrew that and I became my own distinct entity, because I realized midway through my Black and White series, I am never going to get anywhere being sort of in the shadow of Chugga stylistically. I need to be myself. Everyone who watches Chugga, they like Chugga. They get Chugga stuff. I need to be different. I need to be myself. What are you doing offline? Hope you're doing well. Sup is technical glitchiculties associated with OBS and recording stuff. But things are going okay other than that. The Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Master Trainers, that series is going to be reinstated, and that's going to basically be a buffer zone. Hi, Midnight. Hello, Midnight. Oh, yeah, Midnight, I forgot to mention to you, this. In Metroid Dread, another one of the bosses is a ghost. So, there's another ghost boss. It's going pretty okay. There is no way Rosie thought Azumarill was a duck. There is no possible way you can think Azumarill is a duck. I at the very least, give Rosie a modicum of confidence in that. Like, there is no way. I will give Rosie at least a small amount of confidence in that. How you doing? How you doing, Midnight? I'm being 100% at Midnight. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I cannot possibly believe that. But again, guys, if you haven't done so, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Hope you do, but I'm actually pissed at this stupidity. Look, she said it, but I can't believe it is. Yeah, that's... I have to... There's no way she's serious about that. That has to be a joke. There is no possible way that was seriousness. I am glad you doing good. I am glad you doing good. Like, not knowing what a Zurl is, I can understand. Azurill's a weird thing. How do you not know Azumarill is supposed to be a robot? A rabbit, not a robot. How do you know it's not supposed to be a rabbit? It is literally a rabbit. Rosie, there's no way there's no way you thought Azumarill was a duck. I at the very least give you a small amount of confidence to not think that. But how? 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 I'm gonna block Rosie. I'm so dying. Oh, hard. Thought it was a duck. I don't know. No, you're telling me they aren't. You're telling me you seriously believe that, Rosie. I apologize for believing a small amount of confidence in you. I immediately, that seriously has just been revoked. Well, one, humor. things like this are entertaining, Crimson. Would you miss out on this humor? Rosie, 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 Rosie. Rosie. Why? How? How did you think it was a duck? How? It looks nothing like a duck. It's a rabbit. Where is the beak? I believe the bill is what it's called on ducks. But yes, Midnight, there is a ghost, sort of, enemy in Metroid Dread as one of the bosses. But yeah, I think that the way I'm going to handle Metroid Dread and, like, revising and fixing the series is I'll probably, like, note down 2 episodes, 3 episodes a day, like, as in, like, you know, maybe 2 raw, when I mean episodes, I mean, like, raw footage blocks, because the way that I do my videos is I do about a 20-minute recording session for an individual video. And then, more or less, that footage I record there will be a single video. Unless it runs long for reasons, or like, okay, well, this is the thing, and then I gotta go, like, you know, do some short, I have to cut it off a bit early. I generally every separate video file is going to be its own episode. There are some exceptions, but that is generally my MO. So, I've got about 22 raw footage files. A few of them I know are short, a few of them I know are like, okay, I did a thing, and I have to go and do something else. So, like, I just started up, stopped, left, and then started up another file, and that's also pretty short. So, it's not probably 10 hours of raw footage, it's probably more along the lines of, like, maybe 9 hours of raw footage. It's not less than 9. I know it is more than 9, less than 10, probably. So, it's gonna take a while for me to get through all of that. It is a lot. That's why I'm thinking I'll probably do maybe 2, maybe if I'm feeling it, pushing 3 files a day. And, you know, note down, okay, what do I need to do? Within the meantime, I'm going to be doing the Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee Master Trainers. Because that, with our typical 3 series recording cycle, should buy me enough of a buffer zone to get some other series up and running. Get Dread back up and running. And if it runs longer, there's always Fossil Fighters Frontier. They absolutely vile phrase of a game that, if worst comes to worst, I will resort to Fossil Fighters Frontier again. Hey Rave, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. For those who don't know, I'm a big fan of the Fossil Fighters franchise. And Fossil Fighters Frontier is just, it's not good. It's just very not good. We started Frontier up, and I'm like 11 episodes into that series, and I just needed, like, I need to not record this, because if I force myself to record so much in a short span of time, I am going to hate this game. And it is not going to be an enjoyable experience, so I need to pace myself. Like, that is digging deep. And for context, that'll be, I record 1 episode of that every 3 days. 1 20-minute session of 1 game every 3 days. Let that sink in. for how much I don't want to replay that. I don't want to continue with that game, but I know I have to because I made a promise that I would actually finish the game. So, yeah. I don't like that game. I don't like that. But I have to do it anyway. I made a promise. Some animosity. Some. The series was trying somehow, but trying something new. The issue was the two companies that made the previous Fossil Fighters, they split. So only one half of like the people that made the previous Fossil Fighters game was still there. And I guess they wanted to make something new. Frontier is a perfect example of trying something new does not always mean good things. It's kind of like the exact opposite of the Breath of the Wild syndrome, as I like to call it. But there are good ideas, and then there's bad ideas. There is good execution of bad ideas that make them good ideas, and then there's good execution of bad ideas that make them good, and then there is bad execution of good ideas that make them bad. And I think that Frontiers is very much a candidate for not bad ideas that were executed beyond horribly. Because some of them, like, they're fairly interesting ideas, but trying to change too much too quickly felt like massive overcompensation. It was like there were mistakes made. And the fans could make a better game than the actual games do every time if they all work together. I mean, all them. The thing is, Among Us, that is a false positive. See, that's kind of what the logic of, fans can make ROM-hacked Pokemon games that are better than the actual games. The thing is, those games only appeal to a very small portion of the community each time. Say, again, like ROM hacks. There's a lot of, the people who like ROM hacks love games like Unbound. They like the ROM hacks because they're the kind of people that like specifically what those ROM hacks do. Or they like specifically what those fan games do. When the majority of players actually don't care for that. So it's one of those things where it's not... sampling bias, I guess, is the better phrasing for it, where the people who are playing them and the making it about them, like, yeah, it's overwhelmingly positive. It's nearly a universal positive reception for that specific audience. But that's because it is something that is tailor-made for that specific, hyper-specific audience. Not everyone would enjoy it. Like, I don't care for ROM hacks. I kind of think they go way too much with a lot of stuff, but I get why people like them. But the people who are inclined to seek out ROM hacks are the kind of people who are going to naturally like those kinds of things. It's more a case of they like the thing because they deliberately sought out going for that thing. Rather than like it's a universal appeal sort of thing. Banish Rosie to the Shadow Realm. What do you mean by why? Hello, Mushroom King. Welcome in. How are you doing? I didn't know you're Mushroom King. But welcome in. Again, if you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Long list of reasons Among Us. Long list of reasons. Welcome in. Yeah, Midnight's a big fan of mushrooms. Midnight is a very, very big fan of mushrooms. But welcome in. Welcome in. It's kind of fitting. We're sort of like tangentially semi-hunting Fungus right now, but we're mostly looking for Strudel. Strudel. Like, our Outbreak Shining has been cursed. Excuse me. I get a hiccup lately. Like, it's been cursed. We got no shinies yesterday when we were hunting Sandile in our Outbreak. The previous day, we had 3 sandwiches we ran for Sandile, and got 1 shiny. And now we're 1 sandwich deep into our Strudel hunt. Now we're on our 2nd sandwich. It's still no shiny. I thought I was going to sneeze right there. So it's like, our outbreaks, I mean, our shiny hunting in general is just cursed. Which is why I say to anytime someone ever says I'm spoon-fed. I'm not spoon-fed. I beat the stupid people in the... So, you mean Team Yell? Like, Team Yell is what happens when you take Team Skull and you suck the joy out of them. Like, Team Skull is legitimately funny because they're a bunch of idiots. Team Yell is just not funny. This is our bus stop sign. Get your own. It's like, that's funny. Team Skull legitimately gets a lot of laughs out of me. Because they're just a bunch of bumbling idiots. Team Yell just kind of tries too hard. But one thing I will say that I semi-like about Team Yell, that is legitimately how fans of things in real life get. So it's like, they get points for accuracy. Yeah, well the thing is, that's how actual fans IRL are for certain things. Like, it's this weird thing of, it's so infuriatingly annoying and unfunny, because that is how people actually are about, like, certain things. So it's like, it's an interesting case of, it makes sense, and it's annoying for the right reasons as it should be annoying, but it's still unpleasant. Exactly. The thing is, that's how people are. Like, that is how fans like that are. Like, Team Skull is funny because they're just a bunch of bubbling chuckleheads. Like, they are legitimately funny because they're not over the top. They're silly. They're just, again, bumbling. And this kind of goes with, like, the interesting thing about Pokemon that, like, I kind of have for, like, why I really like Team Skull is, for me, the most enjoyable Pokemon stories are the ones with the lowest stakes. Because it's easy to get drawn into that kind of story for me. Like, that's why I really love Black and White's story, where it's, yeah, we are trying to free the Pokemon from people. Now, granted, the whole reason Getz is doing that is because he wants people to let go of their Pokemon, so when he comes in, it's like, yeah, I have Pokemon, I'm the only one that has Pokemon, you don't, so you can't protect yourselves against us? Which, I like that idea. That invests me more, because the stakes are not immediately end of the world. Now, that's why, like, for as awesome as, like, I love Cyrus, but it is really hard to take, like, the threat posed by Cyrus seriously when his plan is literally push the button on blow the whole universe up and restart. Because you know that, like, they're crazy. They're just wrong. But then you get something like Team Skull, where it's like, yeah, we just want to change the island challenge. We don't like the island challenge and we want to change it. Or, you know, you've got, you know, Team Plasma, where it's like, it's a more small scale, like, story in the sense of what the stakes are. But that captures my attention more. That draws me in more. Hunting the Wind Cat. Yeah. Like, that's why I really, really love, like, those small scale stories. Which kind of kills me, because, like, Team Yell could have been more interesting in that capacity. where they're not really they're not an existential threat. They're not a threat to the existence of the world, but they pose a conflict ideologically, or they are deliberately getting in your way, but they end up just being annoying rather than like actually legitimately interesting. Like Team Skull's a great execution of that. Granted, they stand opposed to you because Lucamine is really Guzma's boss, and she is basically telling Team Skull to do her dirty work for her to, like, you know, get Nevi back, and you don't want her to get Nevi back. So that brings you into conflict with her. But it's, like, it is like 3 degrees of separation between your conflict with them, as opposed to, like, Team Galactic, where it's like, yeah, if you don't stop Team Galactic, they're literally gonna blow up the universe. I don't know, it's just, I find that more interesting. Like, it's just, the degree of separation for me is the more fascinating narrative. Team Yellow's like, what would happen if I had Heaven's Door? Yep, honestly, Heaven's Door is maybe the stand I would trust you the least with, Mudkip, but that says something considering Zawaldo. And literally made in heaven. Hey, Christopher! I do not have the 8-ball command. They get in your way, they just are destroying anything else. Yeah. But that's why, like, that, again, Team Skull. This was ideal. This was a fantastic way of doing that. Like, that's for me why I love Alola so much, is that the scope and scale of the story is nowhere near the scope and scale of a lot of the other Pokemon games. It's that it's the individual characters which are what make that game. Thank you, Infinite. Hi, Ash. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I am looking for the little purple eyes that are on Shroodle. That is on the most forehead of Pokemon. Or Red Queen. Oh, look, one of the mods go grab Ash's link, ! Ash. But how are you doing? You haven't quite killed me in your Nuzlocke run of Radical Red yet. You haven't quite killed me. Okay, I love how I can just see in the corner of my screen all the GIFs you're just spamming in the Discord. I can just see the thing just popping over to the side. You accidentally lived on 1. See, you say accidentally. I see intentional meat shield. Different perspectives. I love just, like, reading, like, because I can see what the GIFs are, like, the titles of them. It's like, what the heck was she sending? Like, why Katy Perry? I'm just gonna look in the DMs after this, and it's gonna be just, like, freaking 10 pings. I would trust Minute with Heaven's Door. Yeah, Heaven's Door is the stand I would trust you the least with. You are not perfect. I will question you, Ash. Just reading the GIF names is just comical. Basically, what Heaven's Door does, Midnight, is it lets you read the entire history of a person like they are literally pages of a book. It's not, you know, read their mind. It is literally you read exactly as it was. So they can hide nothing from you. It is an amazing stand. You are not innocent, Ash. You are not innocent. The best part is I know many of, like, these gifts just by the name of them, and it's like, that's great. Yeah, Jojo. Jojo. Okay, why do I have a feeling at this point it's gonna be, like, in the 20s for the number of gifts you're sending, Ash? Good, great. Yeah, Heaven's Door basically lets you just, like, read every single little thing about a person. Like, you know exactly everything about them. It's like, basically the best way of saying it is your life is literally an open book to them. You bring it on yourself, Ash. You bring it on yourself. There are very few people I would trust with Heaven's Door. Like, one of them is Midnight. Because Midnight, I know, doesn't have a mean bone in her body. She would not use it as blackmail material, which is honestly, like... The other thing you can do with Heaven's Door is, like, because their face, like, well, they turn basically into, like, pages whenever you activated it, you can literally write something on those pages and they just can't do anything. Like, in, Golden Wind, someone wrote on one, he had, the stand user wrote on one of the other characters, you can speak perfect Italian, and then they could just speak perfect Italian. So it's like, kind of a lot of cool exploits. Like, you would just say, you know Kung Fu, like, you are a black belt martial artist, and you would just instantly know all of them. It's terrifying. But also absolutely awesome. It's like, it's one of those powers that is, it comes down so much to how you are as a person. Like, you could either do the most insane stuff with it, and be evil, and get away with it, basically. Or, you could absolutely just do good stuff. I love how Ash is just still sending gifts. This entire time, it just hasn't stopped. Yeah, Crazy Diamond is pretty good. Or Shine... Yeah, no, Crazy Diamond. That's the name of it. Shining Diamond is the English name of it. I don't even want gifts. What? So you just opened up the gifts thing and just collect random gifts, Ash? Spoon. Spoon. That would not work. It's only stuff like affects you, so it's like you knowing a skill, or you being unable to do something. It's not like, oh, you are, you know, the most likable person there is. No, it's the way you behave and you operate is the way that you can make things like that. Hey, nice! Yes, that is how it would work, Blorg. That is how it works. Nice. Accidentally finding a shiny Slowpoke is honestly a great feeling, because I know, because we've had that happen. Because, like the first time it's introduced, the guy who does it is like, the second you step out of my house, you forget everything that happened inside the house. So it's like, it's something that is like, it's an interesting power. That's one of the reasons I really like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure stands, is that a lot of the powers that the stands have seem to be very one-dimensional. But you think about it for like, wait, you can actually do a lot with that. Like, the hand. You know, he just waves his hand in front of something, and then, like, it removes that from existence. Seems like pretty straightforward and fairly, one note. Except, you can use that to, like, remove space in front of you, so it pulls things over to you. Or, vice versa, where you, like, you use that, and then you pull yourself forward, so you basically fly with it. Or as, Okuyasu says, teleport. Like, that's really cool. I haven't seen it yet. No, it has to be like within physical bounds. Like, I know how to speak Italian. I can understand this language. Not like, oh, I am suddenly able to lift 1,000 pounds. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. But I also think you can't use Heaven's Door on yourself. Maybe you can. I know how to unlock God powers. Well, the thing is, in JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, that is actually a thing. Because you can get your stand to evolve. I saw that last GIF you sent. I saw that last GIF you sent, Ash. I saw that. You saw nothing. Nope. No, you didn't. Oh, that was great. You're blind. No, I'm not. I'm not certain character you have that someone hasn't seen yet in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure could literally do that themselves. I did see that, Ash. You know what? I respect the Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I respect that. I need to get back to... I need to watch that again at some point, because that show's freaking hilarious. I hope you get shiny tears. Quiet you. Quiet you, forehead. Part 3. Technically, if you watch the anime, in the opening of Part 2, there is a sort of tease of, Hermit Purple. Because if you look at the opening in the background of some of, Joseph's, like, animation things, there's, like, these thorn vines that are, like, waving in the back. Which is what Hermit Purple looks like. So it's like, yeah, here's a hint for Hermit Purple, because the anime was made after the series had already been written. Okay, before we're all cute. We are all cute, Ash, but you're still a forehead. Hello, Casual, how are you doing? I am thinking of, like, restricting the spoon-fed command to just mods. I am thinking of doing that. I just like, you didn't see that! I didn't send that! No, you didn't! You're blind! Like, no, I saw that. That was... You're always good for a great laugh, Ash. See, I know that's a SpongeBob reference. I don't know much about SpongeBob, but I know that's a SpongeBob reference. Just like I know Bubble Bowl is a SpongeBob reference. Da-ba-ba-ba. Da-ba-ba-ba. That scene I know gets memed to insanity. There's a few Nickelodeon, like, cartoons I remember. Like, I remember Jimmy Neutron. Remember that series. I remember Danny Phantom. That series was awesome. Avatar: Last Airbender was great. No, horseradish isn't an instrument. Okay, you're having, like, an aneurysm in the chat, Ash, which is like you're just sending a bunch of random things at this point. Are you sure you're okay, Ash? Did you spill water on your computer and now it is short-circuiting? No, horseradish isn't an instrument. Mayonnaise is an instrument. Decline to comment, Rosie. Because smart can mean a number of things.
So mad I play music with mayonnaise.
I mean, technically, anything can be music, because music is just vibrations in the air that we ascribe meaning to. It's like when Thor says all words are made up. Like, yeah, they are. All words are made up. It's for that reason that music is just, again, we give meaning to the noises. It's for that reason. You can program a Tesla coil to, when it discharges an arc of electricity, it will hit a certain frequency. And use that to literally play the song Thunderstruck by AC/DC with lightning. Science is awesome, and I love it. And yes, I am a fan of AC/DC. And also science. You're a bit off from me. Oh! That's a harsh one there, Modcap.
Okay, but with enough Tesla coils, you can watch JoJo.
Exactly! Exactly!
Lasagna and Red Lobster butter biscuits for dinner. Nice.
See, I'd just rather have the lobster on its own with a dish of butter. Because I'm a big fan of seafood. Like, I love shrimp, lobster, crab, various forms of fish. The only seafood I don't like, seaweed. Like, at some point, I will try sushi. It's one of those things I want to do. But my one worry is that when I try sushi, I will never be able to look at a tatsugiri the same way ever again. Because it's literally sushi fish dragon. Like, I already have a hard time looking at, like, Milotic and Gyarados. It's like, yeah, I like fish, and they both are giant monster noodles that evolve from fishes. Ate Wendy's paper bag of burgers last night. That is not healthy. That is not a healthy thing to do, to eat the bag. I mean, then again, like, my brother eats, he chews paper. He doesn't eat it, he just, like, he chews on it. Like, kind of like how people have, like, they chew gum, they, like, habitually chew gum. It's, like, kind of like that, but it's like, why paper? Why paper of all things? Just go buy gum. But that kind of reminds me. Was every school like this, or is it just mine? Where there was, like, a black market for freaking gum. Because, like, there would be people who would, before school, like, their family owned, like a little store where they had gum, or they had, like, a sibling that worked at a place, like a general store, like we have Wegmans here. Yeah, they worked and they'd buy, like, a bunch of packs of gum. And they'd bring that into school. And then they would just, like, sell, like, a stick of gum for, like, $0.25. And it's like, the only reason why people do stuff like that is because the school says, oh yeah, you're not allowed to chew gum, so, like, they want it more. If you made it so, like, yeah, it's not against the rules to chew gum, there wouldn't be this incentive to create a literal black market for gum, because people want to be, like, rebels, and they want to break the rules and be cool. Like, you realize that if you just don't make it an issue, no one will go for it. For selling Prime? I have no idea what that is. Like, there was one person I remember from high school who he would buy, like, half-liter bottles of, like, soda, like, you know, Mountain Dew and stuff like that, and just have them stored in their locker. And they would just sell them for, like, $10 a bottle. There's the Strudel! There's the Strudel! What are we talking about nonsense? Let's go! Sparkle! Get them all. Primarily sports. I'll agree with that. I mean, that's not the worst thing Sly's ever done, Rosie. Like, I'm fairly certain what the thing Sly has done to his viewers is illegal. Just like the torture he puts us through by making us watch his videos. How bad he is at playing games. That might be the thing Mudkip just sent me. Well, we've gotten one shiny. So the curse is broken. Sort of, I guess. Prime. But yes, like, that's one of those things about high school that I will always remember is just, like, the freaking black market for gum that existed. Because, like, I remember when it came to finals, there would be people that would come in with, like, packs and packs and packs and packs of gums. Like, oh yeah, it's $1 for a stick of gum. And they would make freaking bank off of it. Like, they would come in with, like, you know, 4 or 5, like, packs of gum. And they would sell out, like, quickly. Like, why? What was the obsession with gum? Oh, no, I am not spoon-fed. This was 2 sandwiches, and then we got the shiny. Spoon-fed would be 3 shinies on a single sandwich. We are the opposite of any sort of utensil fed. Oh god, I already know what Twitter's gonna say about the ink color. Yeah, I think I know what you mean as well, Mudkip. Yep. I had not thought about that until now. And I hate that you put that thought in my brain. I actually hate you now. I'm kind of surprised they haven't done, like, patterned ink for any, like, Splatfest. So, like, oh yeah, this ink color is, like, with lines. But I think that'd be weird. It'd be weird to have on the ground, but, like, I don't know. Mudkip, you are not to say anything. You are to say nothing. Yeah, we're probably going to end off, like, after the next sandwich. But, yes. So, Mudkip, get spoon ready. In about a half hour. Spoon. I just hope my batteries don't die. Because we had to do a little bit of doggo hair cutting with the electric razor. And that razor sucks the life out of batteries like you would not believe. And the only rechargeable batteries in the house are my rechargeable AA's. And it takes AA's. So my batteries My rechargeable batteries that I use for my Pro Controller are just mostly drained, and I don't know how much is left in the actual controller proper. That's the reason I'm not using a normal type sandwich for this outbreak, Rosie. Not Rosie, Stephanie. Because I don't want more I don't want more Deerling. I want Strudel. I still need one more Strudel. One more little doodle Strudel. Alright, let's see. Are you marked? You are not marked. Well, might as well go check my auction at Porto Marinada before we move on to the next run of the sandwich. I hate those jokes myself, so yeah. Yeah, I actually got a friend ball earlier today from this. So, I've had a little bit of decent luck with the apricorn balls. Nope, none of those are good. Yeah, the funny thing is, I just don't use the apricorn balls. I just don't use them. The other thing is, at some point... So, I did a little bit of thinking. Remember a while back how I said I would love to shiny hunt for Dialga? And get a shiny Dialga in a Beast Ball? So, I did a little bit of brain waving. Where is it? Where is it? It's somewhere over here. It's somewhere around here. Somewhere. But... Oh, right. I think that's right. That's it. Is that not it? That's not it. Basically... Oh, now I know where it is. It's inside the other PSPC Battle Pass. Basically, a while back, I bought 2 one-year Nintendo Switch Online memberships. And very likely, I am going to be buying, like, the $60 Nintendo Switch Online for my main file. So that way I can just reuse the... Well, not, like, reuse, but, like, I haven't used the other online yet. And my thinking is, well, I can just use that for my other file in Sword and Shield. And use that to get the Shiny Charm. And then Shiny Hunt Dialga in DAs in that file. What is that pass? Oh, did I take it out? Oh, dang, I took it out then. Okay, I'm gonna need to look for that then. I'm actually going to need to look for that Switch Online membership then. Unless it was in the other one. Unless it was in, like, the other... Battle Passport. Okay, for those who don't know, Penn State Pokemon Society. Every time they do the Penn State Pokemon Challenge, they give you a little Battle Pass thing that you use to basically note down when you beat a gym leader as proof of your victory. And inside of one of them... Nope, there's one on this one as well. Pets. Okay, that's a little bit worrying. I'm gonna need to go look for that later. Okay, that's problematic. Again, I'd lose my own head if it wasn't attached to my neck. Twitter seems calm right about now. Never assume Twitter is calm, Mudkip. That is your first mistake. Never assume Twitter is at any point calm. It's always lurking just below the surface to explode. Tomato. Onion. Now 3 things of pepper. Bitter. Pick. The weapon randomizer to give others a chance. That's your second mistake, Mudkip. Never give the enemy a chance. Never give them a chance. You always go for the throat. It is a sign of weakness to show them mercy. That is called weakness. Yeah, but if I don't give it this... I disagree! I firmly would disagree with you on that, Mudkip. It's more fun when you don't give them a chance. Because it's fun, watching them struggle, oh so helplessly, only to get destroyed. Yeah, I'm gonna need to go find that other red Pokemon. Yeah, I'll be doing something with that. Power poison. Also weapon random enemies. Fair enough. That sounds like it could be fun. Yeah, it seems that we've finally gotten some shinies again. But we just need one more. We just need one more Shroodle. Little Shroodoodle. Doodly doodly shrew. I just want my shiny sparkles. I just want my sparkles. But yeah, I got plans. And yeah, Dialga Dynamax Adventures will be fun also, because Splatoon gets pretty boring after using the same weapon in 4 weapons for 5 hours. Watch Mudkip get mobbed through the floor. I don't know. Mudkip is good. If there is one person I would rather have on my team in Splatoon 3, it is Mudkip. I trust Mudkip in Splatoon 3. I am not going to say I trust Mudkip, because I don't trust Mudkip in anything other than Splatoon 3. But hello there, Donovan Roblox. How are you doing? Welcome again. And again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. That won't happen unless I get a Fast Roller, Charger, or the Luna Blaster. It amuses me that you just... The absolute detesting you have for Chargers, I just find comical, but also extremely relatable and understandable. Well, the thing is, Stephanie, then like you're nowhere on the list, because you could really only be on the list if you play the game. Like it's not a thing of not trusting or not trusting. It's like not applicable, inapplicable because of the thing. You know what, game? I'll make a deal with you. If we get the shiny Shroodle during this, we will immediately end off and go to playing Splatoon 3, because that worked last time we had Splatfest. I said, right around, it was this general area of the map. We get a shiny, and the next, next shiny we get, we play Splatoon with Mudkip. Alright? I trust Stephanie over Rosie. Honestly, safe bet. Safe bet. I have no idea what that is. Using at least exactly Mudkip. That is exactly what it is. New player. Double the game. It also just it has occurred to me just frequently anytime I ever play Splatoon 3, I never go and I never optimize my gear. I'm running the gear that I just think looks neat. I'm not running any actually practical gear for its benefits. It's just like, I just think it looks cool. I just think it's neat. I just think it looks cool. But yeah. And again, guys, when we end off, please don't forget to go check out our playlists series. We have a number of series, including, if you want to see Drunk Maxis playing games, there is a game where at the end, last, I'd say probably 5th of that series is Drunk Maxis. I'm not going to say which series it is, but there is a series where Drunk Maxis is a thing. And you will enjoy it. Because it's a Drunk Maxis being stupid. And losing against final bosses. We call it Sploon for short, but it is Splatoon. We call it that for short. Eating paper right now. Do not eat paper. It is not good for your teeth. That is a very bad thing to do for your teeth. Beat Legends, nice. Yeah, we have beaten Legends. We can actually shiny hunt Arceus in BDSP. We're gonna get on that at some point. At some point we're gonna do that. That's gonna be a sort of double hunt with our shiny Poifol hunt, sort of going on at the same time. I'm honestly curious which of those two shinies is going to appear first. It reduces landfill. Yeah, but there's also a lot of stuff in paper that you really shouldn't be eating. Nope. I do not have a single shiny alpha. I don't really play Legends. It's not really my favorite game. I don't really enjoy it that much. I like a little more Pokemon battles with my Pokemon games, and even though I do shiny hunt, I'm more of a battler. And there really isn't much to do in Legends for me other than kind of shiny hunt. I've already done all the side quests. I've completed the Pokedex, and it's... I don't know, there's just, like, I can't really think of, like, what to do. After completing it. Yeah, I tried shiny hunting alphas. I tried hunting alphas without the shiny charm, but it's like, found none of them. So it's like, it was a shiny hunt that we never really did with. Hello, Aiden, how are you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, the shinies I have in... yes, we got one shiny Shootle today. Yeah, I get 2 boxes of full sets. Yeah, I've got, like, a few shinies in Legends. I have a Spheal, a Tangrowth, 2 of something. I forget what they are, but I know I have 2 of one species. I have a shiny Spheal, I mentioned that. Shiny Chatot, the first shiny I actually got in Legends. And I don't know... I did not get the shiny free Ponyta. Stunky, that's what it was. 2 shiny Stunky. Thank you. a shiny Scyther in that game. It's like, I have a few of them, but I also didn't really play Legends that heavily. Well, I want to include Pokedex and Legends, both only as... That is a respectable thing. Because, right now we are doing a shiny living dex of, like, all Pokemon. So, if you want to see us complete a shiny living Pokedex, which is what we are working on and have been working on for the past half a year, I highly suggest, Donovan, you strap in, tune in, and watch as we slowly work on completing the living shiny. We have roughly over 310 shinies of all available Pokemon so far. So we're making progress. It's very slow and gradual progress, but it is nonetheless progress. Auto-run! Auto-run! Okay, note to self, do not eat deep dish pizza again, without Tums. For those who don't know, tomato sauce and I, despite being Italian, does not agree with me. Stomach kind of doesn't like feeling the greatest after having too much tomato sauce. Doesn't have with ketchup, which is weird, because I eat a lot of ketchup. Only have with tomato sauce, like red sauce, and tomatoes. So, if we end up not fully getting through the full sandwich, blame the tomatoes. You get that pineapple pizza heathen shit out of here, Mudkip. As an Italian, that is a formal declaration of war. I was watching on another account, really? Oh, the, Terror Raids. Yes, we did those a while back. That was a bit before the more general, higher understanding of how to easily clown on Terror Raids. It's fun to clown on Terror Raids, like just get a zoom roll, just get Iron Hand. So fun thing about Regieleki, Mudkip, is that Regieleki is a Pokemon that is so fast, it actually violates the way Trick Room works. Regieleki is so fast in the field condition that forces fast Pokemon to move last. It will still go first. Or it can still go first. Because it breaks the way Trick Room does speed calculation. Okay, so here's how it works. Because I was hoping you were going to ask how it does that. The way that at least back in Generation 8, the way that the Trick Room speed calculation worked is that it doesn't just take the turn order and invert it. It takes the speed stats of every Pokemon on the field and then subtracts the speed stat from a set number. The thing is, and like that set number, and like that number becomes the speed value for the turn order. But you can boost up Regieleki's speed so high that its speed becomes higher than the number you are supposed to subtract the speed from, resulting in a negative number. And you can't have a negative speed value. So, it just basically gives Regieleki, like, something several thousand speed. Yes, but Regieleki is like the only one that could practically do it without needing to boost itself up to an insane value. You know, it was more feasible to pull it off with Regieleki than a lot of the others. And it's like, that is so insane that it can do that. That it boosts the speed up that much. It's so ridiculous. I love that. It's like, yeah, no. Regieleki is so fast, it breaks Trick Room.
Iron Bundle also works.
Yeah, because Iron Bundle does get a bit of a speed similar thing with boost energy. Okay, take it back my last message, and now I'm just gonna say Regieleki go burr. Exactly. Regieleki go burr. It's literally a beam of light. The laser beam missed the memo. Scarf, Tailwind, Swift, Swim, Barraskewda! That is over excessive at that point. Barraskewda. Doesn't every single one of Wobbuffet's moves 100% chance to hit? Because, like... Well, I was also talking about back in Generation 8, Stephanie. Iron Bundle didn't exist in Gen 8. Quark Drive also didn't exist back then. Can Fluttermane pull it off? Is Fluttermane faster than Iron Bundle or no? Because I run a... I don't actually know which one is faster, I think. Eject Button Galisopod. I mean... I don't think Eject Button Galisopod is terrible. Because you get three usages of first impression then. I've never heard of that. Donovan, I've never heard of that. So I wouldn't know what that is. Okay, yeah, so Fluttermane is faster then. Noted. Because in VGC, I run a booster energy, Iron Bundle, but I run a maximum speed nature on it, and I also run a maximum speed Fluttermane, but I don't have my Fluttermane holding booster energy. So I don't know which one is innately faster than the other. Jacked Pack Belly Drum Iron Hands. Eject Pack Dreadnought. Eject Pack wouldn't work on Iron Hands. You'd have to use close combat. Yeah, that's what people do with Palafin. They do Eject Pack close combat Palafin. And, like, if you're doing that, it's like, no. Gimmick a fin. Moody Eject Pack! Okay, that's pretty good. That's actually glorious. What team should I use in the last battle? I went in with Dialga, Palkia, Heatran, Ursaluna, Togekiss, and my starter Hisuian Decidueye. I ran 3 legendaries, my starter my Alpha Togekiss, not Alpha Shiny, and then my Ursaluna. Pack, scouting Pokemon. What if a Galisopod line has 2 abilities with different names? Actually, they changed the way that Wimp Out worked. So in Ultra Sun and Moon, they changed Wimp Out slightly from what it used to be. I have not... I've seen a few people using Hisuian Typhlosion in VGC, but I don't know how good it is offhand, because I run a Tailwind Urshifu Rapid Strike team, and that deletes Typhlosion from existence. Time to re-Masuda Fennekin, because I hate the Volatin. Yikes. Yikes. That is a yikes. Yeah, it's a Typhlosion. I mean, Typhlosion gets Frisk, which is really good. That is a very good ability. Scouts what items are. I think it's the only Glass Cannon Frisk user, by the way. Fast Eruption, too. What is Legends? Why is... Not sure I follow. Why Bow Legends RC is so much harder than Scarlet and Violet? Honestly, I don't think Legends was harder. Legends I thought was extremely easy because there's very few actual battles. The thing that makes Scarlet and Violet feel easy, is that you can do things at your own pace. You can easily overlevel in Scarlet and Violet. Whereas you can't really easily overlevel in Legends because there's really not too many actual battles. A lot of the stuff to do in Legends is like the Balm fights against the nobles, but the nobles battling. I would say Sword and Shield is, well, actually, see, here's the thing, Donovan. We have an entire playlist going over the difficulty of Pokemon games, the difficulty analysis series. I would highly recommend you give that a look. It actually goes over what was the most difficult Pokemon game in terms of hard numbers. Like, what is numerically the most difficult Pokemon game and why it is the most difficult game. And I think you will enjoy that series. Because you seem to be the kind of person who enjoys difficulty in the Pokemon games. I'm going to eject Pack on Showdown because A, I don't want to farm for ability items, and B, the internet is weird here, so I am using cellular data. Probably not a good idea to be playing Showdown then. When the buffers buffer. Can you explain Midnight? I don't follow. I don't track. Because brain paste. Brain paste. Yes, I have Shiny Ditto. That I got in Sword and Shield via Dynamax Adventures. That's what you can't open. So the Wi-Fi is on. Oh, right. It's Friday night. Bob Dole and I are going to work out the travel plans for regionals. Yeah, that's going to be fun. Yeah, regional travel plans. So we are going to be finalizing, like, what we're going to be doing when we go to regional in about 2 months. It's going to be fun. It is indeed a Friday. Because he was on vacation for the last, like, week, so we couldn't really hammer out the plans. But now, he is available so we can hash out the plans. It's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be glorious. And I still gotta figure out what the freak I'm gonna use my team. I sort of collect them, I sort of don't. It's complicated. Like, I have a collection of them, but I do not actively collect them, because I just simply don't have the disposable income for that. You need a second device for it to work. Which means the husband is doing game night, which means I'm here to chill. Sly, what he does to his viewers when it comes to games, you know that's criminal midnight. You know what Sly does to us is criminal when it comes to the way him with games. Especially Tears of the Kingdom. What shinies did he get? Did he finish the future paradoxes? Or is he still missing one? He did no one. Nice. What was the last one he got? What was the final future paradox that Slyman Boom guy acquired? Was it Super Mecha Robozilla? Or was it the Deli Bot? Was it Jack in the Box Christmas Demon? Or was it Mecha Godzilla? I'm pretty sure those are the last two that I knew he needed. He also got Iron Treads. First spawn on the sandwich, basically 2 Iron Moths, a Garganacl, a Raichu, a Lycanroc, 2 Iron Thorns, and Iron Bundle. What do you mean did I move? It was Bundle he got last. Neat. Neato. We have 4 minutes left. Okay, 4 minutes and then we end it off. Well, 4 minutes until like the last sandwich ends, and then we go for a final raid. You named the Iron Thorns, you named it Mecha Max. That's nice. Oh no, this is the same house we've always been in. I just changed the camera angle. Because like before, I had like the camera angle like this. And now I've just adjusted the camera angle, so it's like this now. I just adjust the camera angle. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a slightly different perspective. It's like, I feel having the shelf with Godzilla on top of it makes a better backdrop than my bed. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a little bit of, like, perspective. That's why for a while I, like, shrank down the face cam window to hide, like, again, the fact that it's literally just my bed behind me. But I was like, I could just have Godzilla be in the corner, and no one would care. Pretty sure doesn't like check out. Man, he sucks. Bold words! Bold words coming from a guy who didn't get Zacian in the EBL. Bold words for someone in Zacian distance. Exactly. Okay. Have a good night, Donovan. Thank you very much for popping in. Yeah, we still need one more. We still need one more of these freaking things. We got one earlier, but we need 2. The funny thing is, Shinichi Wizard would still be pretty easy to kill. Any form of secondary damage, any form of indirect damage. there'd be a number of ways to actually take it down. Literally a minute and a half, pretty much. So, including raid time, probably like 2 minutes until we get to Spoon. Spoon! Which means I'm gonna go find target to raid. Who are we gonna raid? Who are we gonna raid? We go raid Lionheart. We could go raid Lionheart. Yeah, you're here until the end for once, Midnight. For once. You are here until the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. Yes, that I think is gonna be all for tonight, people. No shiny strudel in sight. Yep. Let's go raid Lionheart. For one. Yes, let's go raid Mr. Humberto Lionheart Plays. I will see you guys next time. Let's roly-coly out. Goodbye. Have a good night.